أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، وصلوات ربي وسلامه على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه من والاه. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. My dear brothers and sisters, we thank Allah, the Almighty, the Creator of the heaven and earth. Inshallah, we are going to continue our dars, our lessons, the biography of our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he went through uh, in terms of seeking Allah's pleasures and bringing this beautiful religion to all mankind. In our last video, we talked about the Uhud. Inshallah, we are going to continue, and we're going to talk about the part number 4 of Uhud. So last part, we talk about how the Muslims, how they start losing the battles, and how Khalid bin Walid completely annihilated the Muslims' rank, and him and his contingents were able to kill uh, the 40 out of 50 or 38 out of 50 people, 50 archer on top of the mountain. And we talk about the Prophet ﷺ, he was the first one to spot or to see Khalid bin Walid and his contingents coming in. And Prophet shouted, he shouted to Muslim by telling them, the enemy is coming from behind, take your precautions. So when this incident took place, Prophet at this time was guarded by 9 people. There are 9 group of people surrounding Prophet ﷺ, and obviously 9 people cannot stop 150 horsemen, because Khalid bin Walid and his contingents, there are over 150 or 200 people. So the best thing to do is to get away from this group, from Khalid bin Walid, and find shelters in the mountain. So among this 9 group of people that was surrounding Prophet ﷺ, some of them knew the mountain as like the back of their hand. So they were guiding Prophet to a shelter. So they were going on top of the mountain to find shelter, to get away from this kind of stuff. So in their way there are some Quraysh following them. And among these 9 people that was guarding Prophet ﷺ, 7 of them were Ansar, and 2 of them were from Muhajir, meaning they're from Mecca. The 7 Ansar, their name did not come in the book of Ibn Ishaq. He did not mention their name, but the 2 Muhajirun, meaning the 2 people from Mecca, he mentioned their name. He said one of them were Sa'd ibn Abi Waqas, and the other one was Talha ibn Ubaidullah. Talha ibn Ubaidullah. So Sa'd ibn Abi Waqas and Talha ibn Ubaidullah were the 2 companions from Mecca, along with 7 Ansar. And these 2 Muhajirun, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqas and Talha, Prophet mentioned the 10 people that would enter paradise. He mentioned 10 people in one spot that would enter paradise. These two people, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqas and Talha, they're among those 10 people. Allahu Akbar. So in their way, when they were fleeing to the top of the mountain, Prophet said, who can go and prevent the Quraysh to come up? Who can go and deflect the Quraysh? So that and like they would, this person would be more like a decoy. So this person would be a decoy, and he would go and meet the Quraysh and fight them. So that way, Prophet and the group that following him could get ahead. Maybe they could go far, or maybe they could find a shelter before the Quraysh catch up. So one of the Ansar volunteers, he went down, you know, and unfortunately he was killed. So he became a martyr. He became a shaheed. So another one, another Ansar also went down, and he also became a Shaheed. Till like all seven of those Ansar kept going, kept coming down one by one, and they all became Shaheed. They all became martyr. So Prophet at this time, he was left with Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas and Talha ibn Ubaidullah. So in the way to the top of the mountain, Prophet would collect the arrows, like the arrows. He would collect a bunch of arrows, so he could hand them to Saad and Talha to keep throwing. So they would shoot the arrows to the enemies from the far distance. So Prophet would collect the arrows in the way up there. To that point, so this is one of the most critical moments in the entire seerah. Why? Because Prophet's life is in danger. He could be killed. This was even harder than when Prophet went to Ta'if. Because when he went to Ta'if, they stoned him, they throw pebbles. He he was bleeding, he got injured. They didn't mean to kill him in Ta'if, but they simply meant to humiliate him. But as of this, they intended to kill him. They wanted to kill him because it's a battle. It's a war. So that's why this is, you know, um, one of the critical moments of the entire seerah. So Prophet sometimes would just see. I mean, he would look around to see if someone is coming. And Talha would say to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it said, "Oh Prophet, please stay behind us because we do not want any arrows to come out of nowhere and hit you." That's what Talha used to say. It said, "Nahari duna naharika ya Rasulullah." Oh Prophet, my chest before your chest, meaning I would rather protect you with my chest. I would rather want the arrow to hit me first before the arrow hit you. So stay behind us so that way we could protect you. Allahu Akbar. So one enemy war coming up, and Prophet ordered Talha to go deal with that person. So Talha came down and he fought that person and he killed him. So in the process, Talha lost his finger because the guy that he was fighting had a sword. So this Quraysh sword cut the fingers of Talha, and Talha said, "Hiss." Like when something cut you, you said, "Ouch," or you say, "Hiss." And Prophet then said, "Only if you would have said Bismillah, then Allah would raise you up. The angels, the Malaika would, raise you up the sky, and people will be able to see you floating in the sky. In the air, and Allah would raise your rank even higher. Only if you would just say Bismillah instead of say ouch." But Talha lost his finger in that battle, but at least he was able to kill that man. And as for Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, he threw many arrows to a point that Prophet kept saying, "Oh Sa'ad, keep shooting. Oh Sa'ad, keep shooting. Fidaka abi wa ummi ya Sa'ad." And Prophet never used this type of word for anyone. Fidaka abi wa ummi, it simply means, may my mother and father be sacrificed for you. Sahaba used to say this type of word to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Most of them would use this word for Prophet because who deserved this word more than Prophet? Prophet deserved this more. So Sahaba would say, "Fidaka abi wa ummi ya Rasulullah." Oh Prophet, oh ya Rasulullah, we would sacrifice our father and our mother for you. But Prophet never used this word for anyone. But everyone else used this type of word for Prophet. But this day, in the day of Uhud, that's the only time Prophet used this word, and he only used it for Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas. And he said to Sa'd, "Oh Sa'd, keep shooting, shoot away the arrow. May my mother and father be sacrificed for you." Allahu Akbar. What an honor. What an honor. And Sa'd kept shooting. He kept shooting and protecting Prophet ﷺ. They came to a point when they reached the higher of the mountain, there was like a little hole, little crevice. Only one person could only go in. So what Saad did, he let Prophet go to that little hole, and he stood right in front of the hole so he would protect Prophet. And he said, Prophet, do not move your head. Don't move your head to the right. Don't move your head to the left. Make sure you stay right behind me. So if the arrow comes, the arrow would, would pierce me first before it gets to you. You see their conviction. You see how determined these Sahaba are. But yet you would find many people nowadays who who are cursing Sahaba, who are saying bad things about Sahaba. Allahu Akbar. These people, this Sahaba, they sacrificed their entire life for Prophet, so Prophet could survive. But look at us today. Some of us don't even want to recognize us Muslim. What a shame. So this is one of the incidents that took place. So another incident that took place in this was Qatada ibn Numan al-Awsi. Qatada ibn Numan al-Awsi, he said, I was one of those people who joined, Prophet and some Sahaba on the top of mountain. And Prophet also would collect some arrows and hand it to me. And he would tell me to shoot the enemy. And Qatada said, I kept shooting the arrows to the enemies till the arrows, till the bow lose its flexibility. Like when you shooting arrow, you put the stake, the arrow stake in the bows, in the string. So the string lose its flexibility till he couldn't use it anymore. So what he did, now his shield, he would put his body in front of Prophet to protect Prophet for the coming for the raining arrow, because the arrow would come from anywhere. Because when you're far away from your enemy, so you both shoot arrows, your enemy shoot the arrow, you shoot arrows, so the arrow would come out of everywhere. They would come down like a rain. And Qatada said, at this point, he he lose his bow, his arrow. He didn't have anything else, so he decided to protect Prophet with his own body. So he would shield Prophet with his own body, and if you see arrows coming from the sky, he would move to that direction so the arrow could hit him instead of Prophet. So he kept doing that, and he said from out of nowhere, one arrow came and hit him in the eyes. Allahu Akbar. So when the arrow hit him in the eyes, Prophet ﷺ started crying. And he said, Oh Allah, Qatada, protect your Prophet with his face, with his eyes. Oh Allah, heal his eyes and make his eyes be the best of one of his eyes. And Qatada said, Prophet removed the arrows from his eyes and placed his hand and asked Allah to heal him, and he healed instantly like that. And then he said, that eye became the better eyes of me, meaning became my best eye. Allahu Akbar. So that another incident that took place. Another incident that took place in this Uhud is that Prophet became injured 3 times in this battle. Some say more, but Prophet got injury. You know, he got injured a few times, and so one of the injury that Prophet ﷺ got was there was this guy. The funniest thing, we talk about Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, but Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas' own brother, his own blood brother from the Quraysh, he's a cat. He was a disbeliever. His own brother was the cause of Prophet ﷺ injuries. His own brother, and his name was Utbah ibn Abi Waqqas. Utbah ibn Abi Waqqas. He was one of the people who injured Prophet ﷺ in Uhud. So his first injury was he took a big rock and threw it to the Prophet, and the rock hit Prophet in the face, and Prophet started bleeding. That's one of the first injuries. And another injuries, according to some narration, Utbah threw an arrow to the Prophet ﷺ, and the arrow pierced Prophet ﷺ's helmet, like his helmet. The arrow pierces and discharged two of his teeth. Is dislodged two of his teeth. The arrows, the arrows pierce the helmet, pierce his cheekbones, and go through his teeth and discharge it, meaning or dislodge it, two teeth, and then the arrow got stuck in there. Allah Akbar. So another injury that took place was in the hand of this person named Abdullah bin Qami'ah. Abdullah bin Qami'ah, he was one of the person also who injured Prophet ﷺ. And he was riding a horse when he saw Prophet ﷺ. So he ride a horse to a Prophet, and now he want to strike Prophet with the sword. So before he get to Prophet ﷺ, the one of the Sahaba got in between. And this Sahaba we talk about is the same Talha that is protecting Prophet in the mountain. The same Talha, when he saw Abdullah ibn Qami'ah coming to a Prophet and he want to strike Prophet with the sword, so Talha came in and deflect the sword with the shield. You know, in back in the days, people used to fight with the sword and the shield. You put the shields on your hands, so when someone is trying to strike you, you deflect it with the shield. So he deflect the striking sword of Abdullah ibn Qami'ah. By deflecting it, the sword hit Prophet ﷺ in the side of this helmet. So the piece of metal from the helmet went through Prophet's cheeks, and then it got stuck there. So when Prophet started bleeding from his face, all his face started bleeding, and Prophet would take the blood. He would swipe blood out of his face, and then this is what he said. Prophet said, "Allah Akbar." He said, "Kaifa yuflihu qawmun fa'alu haza bi nabiyyihim." How? How come a nation will be successful who did this to their prophet? Meaning who trying to kill their own prophet? How they expect to be successful like that? When prophet used this word, listen, and then Allah replied in Surah Ali Imran. Allah said, "Laysa laka min al-amri shay." You have no saying in this matters. Whether Allah forgive them or not, that's not up to you. Allahu Akbar. You see, Allah is telling the prophet, He's rebuking prophet, even though prophet himself, he's the one who got injured. He could say, "Oh Allah, do not forgive these people." He could say that. He could say, "Oh Allah would never forgive these people." Yes, that's his right. But it's not his right to say Allah would not forgive them. You see, it's two different things. When someone hurts you, you could say, "Oh, I would not forgive this person." But you could never say, "Oh, Allah will never forgive you." No, you have no right to say that. That's what Allah is telling Prophet here. You have no right to say whose Allah would forgive and whose Allah is not forgiving, whose Allah would punish and whose Allah would not punish, whose Allah would send to Jannah and who Allah would send to hell. That's not your problem. And this matter is not for you to decide. This is the real Tawheed. This is the real monotheism. You see, nowadays, many Muslims, they would call upon saints or things like that, thinking like these people would do shafa'ah for them. You don't even know how they're going to be in Yom Al Qiyamah, in Day of Resurrection. You don't know their status. You don't know if they're going to be safe or not. You don't know that. And as a matter of fact, you have no right to say this person would go to hell, this person would go to Jannah. Allah did not give that green light to anyone, including Prophet himself. That's what Allah is saying. You have no right to say that Allah would not forgive such person. No, you can't do that. You have a right to say, "Oh Allah, they wronged me, so I'm not going to forgive them," and Allah would take your right and give it to them. Yes, but you cannot say Allah would not forgive them. And the reason for that, and the proof for that, is the same people that heard Prophet ﷺ. Some of them became Muslim. Like Khalid ibn Walid, he was the leader when they were hurting Prophet like that. And Allah, in the hands of Khalid ibn Walid, Allah opened many country to be Islamic country in the hands of Khalid ibn Walid. But if Khalid was destroyed because of the if everything, if Allah has to do everything just because someone hurt you, and then Allah would say, okay, that's it, I'm just going to destroy them, I'm not going to forgive them. If that was the case, many people would not become Muslim. No, you have a right not to forgive, but to forgive is much better. But you have right to forgive or not to forgive, but you don't have right to say Allah will not forgive. That's the problem, because that's what Allah is rebuking Prophet here. He said, "Laysa laka min al-amri shay." This matters to say that they will not be successful or Allah will not forgive them. It's not up to you. Even in another ayah in Quran, Allah said, "Innaka la tahdi man ahbabta." You will not guide anyone that you love. Just because you love someone, you're not going to guide them. No, the guidance comes from Allah, not you, Prophet. You know, ولكن ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء. But Allah is the only one who guide whom He wants or whom He wills. إنما عليك البلاغ وعلينا الحساب. Allah said, all you have to do is just convey the message, but their punishment is for us. If they take the message from you, they become Muslim, alhamdulillah. But if they refuse, don't worry about it. Let us deal with them. But you don't have to say who's saved and who's not saved. This is one lesson we learn from this. And another lesson we learn from this, Prophet himself, he's a human being. He could get injured. If Prophet himself was tortured like this, he was injured in this battle, what about us? If someone run to a problem, or if someone got a difficulty, if someone had a hardship because of their religion, simply because they're Muslim, people are hating them, people are doing crazy stuff to them, people trying to kill them, people trying to humiliate them, you should always think about Prophet himself. Prophet was about to be killed right here in this battle, and he is the best of mankind. He is the best of creatures. Period. But yet Allah let him get injured to show us, even if people get killed because of this religion, you should. That's a blessing for you. Whatever you go through in this because of this religion, it's a blessing. Why? Because your own Prophet went through even tougher time. He went through even hardship. This is another lesson we derive from this. You know, so Prophet ﷺ, he got these several injuries, and he was bleeding. So Allah said, no, you cannot say that Allah would not forgive such people. So later on, Prophet forgave everyone, and he asked Allah to forgive them, and that's why Allah forgave them. And Khalid bin Walid and some of the um, kuffar became Muslim, and some of them helped Islam in a big way, like Khalid bin Walid. So sometimes someone might ask, in this battle, was Allah protecting His Prophet? Yes, to an extent, yes, because there is a hadith, and this hadith is from Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, and he said, he saw two people wearing white garment, and they're next to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam everywhere he goes. He saw that. I never saw those two people before till this day. So right after Uhud again, I didn't see them. So I'm thinking there has to be angels. And this is coming from Asab ibn Abi Waqqas. So this to show you that even angels were protecting Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if angels were protecting Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how come he got injured? That's coming from Allah, because Allah want to teach us something. Yes, I'm going to protect my Prophet so he won't get killed, but I'm not going to protect him so he won't get injured. No. Allah let Prophet get injured to show us that you're going to go through tough time by defending this religion. People might want to kill you by defending religion. It's part of it. You have to accept it. Allahu Akbar. So another incident that took place was the killing of Mus'ab ibn Umair. We talked about Mus'ab ibn Umair in our last video. but we have to go back and revisit that again because of how crucial role the killing of Musab ibn Umair played in Uhud. So the same Abdullah ibn Qami'ah that were trying to strike Prophet ﷺ with his sword, and his sword was deflected. I mean, his sword was deflected by Talha. We talk about that. The same person, Abdullah ibn Qami'ah, he's the one who also killed Musab ibn Umair. So when he killed Musab ibn Umair, he first thought it was a prophet, because Musab ibn Umair and prophet, they have some kind of similar features in terms of their complexions. So this man, and some have even said that the clothes that Musab ibn Umair was wearing was a borrowed clothes, like he borrowed that clothes from the Prophet or something. So he was wearing that clothes on that day. So people thought he was prophet. But al-Muhim, this person, Abdullah ibn Qami'ah, when Musab ibn Umair was killed, he thought he killed prophet. So he starts shouting. He said, "Oh, I killed Muhammad. I killed Muhammad. Muhammad is dead. That's it. We win. Muhammad is dead." So he starts shouting. So all the kuffar, all the Quraysh start screaming, "Oh, Muhammad is done. Muhammad is killed. This and that." So when this word starts spreading, and Shaitan helped spread this word too, and he kept. Some even said that it was Shaitan who shouted, "Muhammad has been killed. Muhammad has been killed." So that way he could demoralize the Muslim to stop fighting. So some of the Muslim were completely demoralized. You know, they became completely, not motivated anymore to fight, because they said, "What's the point? If our leaders, if the prophet is dead, so what's the point? This is a done deal. There's no point of fighting anymore." So some of them became like that. So there is a Anas ibn Nadr, and you will find this hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. There was this Sahaba, his name is Anas ibn Nadr, and Anas ibn Nadr is the uncle of Anas ibn Malik. Anas ibn Malik is a very young man whose mother took him to Prophet ﷺ when he was 10 years old. And Anas said he stayed with the Prophet ﷺ to help him with different things, because he was very young. He was helping Prophet, so he stayed with Prophet for 10 years. That Anas ibn Malik, his uncle now. So his uncle is Anas ibn Nadir. So they both name is Anas. So, but the uncle is Anas ibn Nadir. The other, so the uncle is Anas ibn Nadir. So this Anas ibn Nadir, he was in the battlefield of Uhud. He said he passed by some of the Sahaba. They were completely demoralized, and he said, "What's going on?" They said, "You don't know? Prophet has been killed. What's the point of fighting?" He said, "Why?" So even if Prophet has been killed, the law of the prophet, our law has not been killed and cannot be killed. You have to continue fighting. You can't stop fighting. As a matter of fact, if you truly honor prophet, the fact that he is killed because of Allah, you must go ahead and also get killed. You have to fight now. You can't go back. You must fight, because your leader has been killed, according to you. So you must go forward and be killed. You have to fight till the end. So he gives a lot of motivation to this Sahaba, and one of his close friend was Sa'd ibn Mu'az. We talk about Sa'd ibn Mu'az a lot. He's one of the great leaders in Ansar. We talk about him, but we're going to talk about him more. So Anas came to Sa'd, and he said, "Oh, Sa'd, I'm smelling, I'm smelling something. I'm smelling Jannah behind this Uhud. Behind the mountain, I'm smelling Jannah, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm not going back." So he marched forth, and he started fighting left and right, left and right. He would kill people. He killed many, but at the end, he got killed. He became a shaheed. When he became a shaheed, Allah revealed this surah in Surah Al-Ahzab. Allah said, "Min al-mu'minina rijalun صدقوا ما آهدوا الله عليه فمنهم من قضى نهبه ومنهم من ينتظر وما بدلوا تبديلا." الله أكبر. Allah said, among the believers are men who are true to what they said, who are true to what they promised to Allah. Among them Among them is there are also people among them who has fulfilled their vows, who have fulfilled their promise to the depth. And among them, there are also people who are they are awaiting for their chance to become shaheed. Allahu Akbar. And they have not altered or changed their commitment to Allah. They are not changed their commitment even a little bit. They are still committed to give their whole life to Allah Azza wa Jal. Allah revealed this surah because of Anas ibn Nadir. Another incident that took place